This is Matt Russell, and welcome to the DailyFX Forum.
So here are the four pairs that I will be discussing this evening: the Euro Pound, the Aussie Kiwi, the Pound Swiss, and the Euro Swiss. So let's go ahead and pull up the charts. The first chart is the Euro Pound. If you recall, during the past several reports, I've been mentioning the breakout above the 88.30, 88.40 area, and still just waiting for prices to come down and test the line from the opposite side. As you can see, I moved this line up from that 87 figure. So this is the line that I would be using now, looking for long trades if prices come back down for a back test of the previous resistance line, which should now act as support. We'd look to enter just above the line with a stop, maybe 30 to 40 pips beneath the line. The next chart is the Aussie Kiwi, and not much has changed here. I'm still just waiting for something to develop here on the daily chart. Let me zoom out a little bit and give you a better idea of the channel lines that I'm using for the pair, but we can see that right now nothing, no trade setups according to those lines. With that being said, we have this very large bearish candle, and you can argue that this right here is a bearish flag pattern that's forming now. We can see a slight little uptrend after that very long red candle. So again, this would be a shorter term trade. You can draw the line like this on the upper resistance line, and this would be the lower support line, and then we'd wait for a breakout from that level and then trade that on the downside, and the target would then be the longer term channel line that I was describing before. Let me zoom out and show that to you again. So again, breakout beneath, and we can actually draw this line here. Let me go ahead and draw the line, put the line in for you, so I can show you exactly what I'm speaking about. This would be this line right here. Connect those points, and then let me draw another line here. Give me one moment. Thank you for your patience. And again, this is a very short-term pattern, but that does look like a bear flag. And let me zoom out now. So that's how I would be looking at this on the very short term. And again, wait for a close beneath the lower support line, which would confirm the breakout from the bear flag. The next chart, and again, the target would be that lower support line of the channel. The next chart is the Pound Swiss. Not much has changed here. Still the sell-off from about the breakout below the 71.50 area. I was looking for entries back near that line during yesterday's session. Prices did come up near the 71 figure, but still, in terms of my mind, the risk reward would be a little bit too much risk because I would want to place my stop above this candle here. So I'm just going to keep that line up here and just wait for prices to see if they come back near that 71.50 area to set up a short trade. And of course, we'll monitor the situation if the sell-off continues to see if there are any other short trades that we can find. The next chart is the Euro Swiss, and not much has changed here. Still long off the doji pattern right here, placing the stop maybe about the 50.90 area, and we can see that I mentioned during yesterday's report, we might take a little bit of profits off the table. We did have a move above that 52 figure. That was the price level that I was speaking about during yesterday's report, but then we did have a sell-off back down. Right now we're about the 51.60 area. So moving forward, if you still have a little bit of that long position, I'd just continue to hold that position, and again, I'd place your stop maybe about the 50.90 area. Again, my name is Matt Russell. Thank you for listening, and please stay tuned for a preview of the DailyFX Forum. I want to go ahead and formally welcome everybody to the DailyFX Forum. And I want to explain a little bit about the forum and the wealth of information that you can obtain from the forum and how to go about doing so, how to find the things you want. So I'm just going to dive right in right now. And this is DailyFX.com, and this is usually how I navigate my way towards the forums. Obviously, you know, it really depends on each individual how they access the forums, but this is how I go ahead and do it. I go DailyFX.com, go ahead and click on the forum on top, and this brings you to the DailyFX Forum homepage, and this highlights the most recent posts with the subject. So if you see anything that you're interested in, you can obviously go ahead and click. What I like to do is click on the forums tab like this, and go ahead and view the forums in the normal, typical way that forums are set up. And here you go. There are a bunch of threads down here. And I'm just going to go ahead and go directly to the forum, the video you just viewed, where you viewed it. So let's go ahead. This is the DailyFX Instructor Tips Forum, identifying trades with DailyFX. That's me. And go ahead and click on the most recent post. So this is where you are right now viewing the video, although the video will be the video beneath this one that you're watching right now. So normally when I'm on the forums, and what I would do is just scroll up to the top. Certainly you can check out any of my previous videos, and you know, especially if I did mention them in the report or in the video that you're viewing at that moment. And what I will do is go ahead and click on the forums, and then look for the forums that I like, you know, that I have interest in. One of them would be the Euro-Dollar forum, and this, again, it's really up to each individual trader as to exactly how they want to use the forum. Personally, what I like to do, the first thing I do is I'll go to the Euro-Dollar thread, I'll go and click on the latest post. And what I'll do here is, and again, I just want to, you know, really emphasize this point. It depends on your exact mindset when you're viewing. And me as a trader, I have some experience. So what I do and how I personally use the forum is I go through and I'll read what people are saying about the euro, what their trade ideas are. I certainly, you know, try to maintain my own individual objectivity, and I really don't pay much attention to what other traders are saying in terms of my trading. I'm not going to certainly see something on a forum and then go jump into a trade, but what it will do, it will open my eyes to certain trading opportunities, maybe a certain line or a certain time frame that I haven't looked at before. So that's one way that I personally like to utilize the DailyFX forum. But certainly for newer traders, there are plenty of topics that you can go over. Let's say, you know, you might not be well versed in terms of certain currency pairs that you want to learn about. Scalping, you might not know what Elliott wave is. You can go ahead and click there and see exactly what you can, you know, what you can understand, what you might not understand, and then certainly feel free to ask questions about any of these topics that you have. Maybe the carry trade, maybe you have some questions about that, or the sentiment, the SSI, or the latest economic news, FX programmers, the webinars, MT4. Any questions about active trader, you can go ahead and click on those threads. So again, it's very free, very open, and there is a wealth of information here and just waiting for to be utilized. Again, this is Matt Russell. Thank you for listening.